Hey guys, it's me Nes, and then we're going to do an episode 2 of Monday Night Raw in Dusseldorf, I think is the place. And we're gonna start first with the beginning of the intros of Raw starts last week's recap of everything, knowing that last week wasn't much of a good Raw compared to this. This is alright, but anywho, we start first with Rio, who won the WWE Tag Team or Women's Tag Team Championships last week, who was interrupted by Liv and Roxanne Perez, who was a part of Judgment Day, and then Lyra and Bailey, and then followed by Kabuki Warriors. But after that, Rio stands tall, and then the next part of the show is that we get the crowd cheer for Ludwig Kaiser because he came out with El Grande Americano or the Los Americanos. And then at that point, we all know that the first match was Javon Evans in his debut on Raw versus Bravo Americano, or the one who is in the mask was Tyler Bate. So Javon wins the match. It was alright of the match. So congrats to Javon in his debut match on Raw. Or you could say his first official win in the main roster. Followed by that is that we get a Jey Uso entrance that happened in commercial, which is another yeeting with a warning towards all the tag team division that he's going after, let's just say he's gonna beat every team with his brother Jimmy. So that's basically it. And then after the commercial, then we get to see a Punk's promo interrupt by Finn announcing next week's match for the World Heavyweight Champion in Dublin, Ireland. It will be interesting, but we already knew that Punk's gonna retain. But it will be surprised if Finn somehow, some way wins the match. Next one, we get the number one contenders women's tag team championships between I guess the Kabuki Warriors and Liv and Roxanne Perez plus Lyra and Bailey. That ends up via disqualification. That ends up making Liv and Roxanne win the match, which is alright as well. We get to another commercial break, but this time is Javon Evans having an interview. This is the same thing that happened last week. So Javon is signing to a contract in a commercial break, and then you got him interviewed in a commercial break. Like, what are we doing, man? This guy is the future. He has potential, but why would you put him in a commercial break in two times in a row on Raw? It doesn't make any sense. And then followed by the third match, we got Division versus Dragon Lee and Penta. Lee and Penta wins by a disqualification because knowing that it was alright. Knowing that Braun interferes and almost took down Adam Pierce that moment, which is, this is one of those things that, yeah, like, Braun Breaker is a loose cannon, so of course, and Adam Pierce is doing what a GM is supposed to do is to step up and tries to, calm down the situation, tell everybody to just get back on the backstage and we will talk. That led to the suspension of Braun Breaker by that. And it's kind of a bit messed up because according to Paul Heyman, you did touch Braun first, so that is not a good part for Adam Pierce. Then we get to the main event where AJ Styles versus Gunther, and Gunther wins. It was good despite that Gunther tap out. But that's the thing about, um, Gunther, because we thought that he's gonna tap, but he finds a way and he strategized himself to make sure the ref didn't see him while tapping on AJ. And once AJ, released the calf crusher, that's when Gunther takes the advantage, giving him a low blow and then a power bomb. And that's basically it, or that's all she wrote for this Monday night um, Raw on Dusseldorf, or the second Raw on 2026. So last week wasn't. I just don't know if this was, for some people would say this Raw is not good compared to last week, but I feel like this week is all right compared to last week because now we get a number one contenders for the women's tag team championship. We get some segments between the women's world champion uh, Stephanie Baker and Raquel Rodriguez, which they are more focusing as much as possible with segments so that people will stay tuned to know what's next for the next show. But overall, I think that this Raw is way better than last week, and I think if I'm gonna, compare to each match, I think that the most important highlights of the show is most likely that Adam Pearce almost gonna get destroyed by Braun Breaker, and what's next for that, I don't know. Then you get the main event, which I'm sure we're gonna have an AJ Styles versus Gunther once again. So that's basically it for this Raw review. So all I can say, guys, is that thank you for watching. We will see each other by tomorrow, which is NXT's. I guess the second NXT or the first NXT after New Year's Eve. So once again, thank you for watching. We'll see each other in the next video. Peace.